Hey everyone, my name's Jamin. Thanks so much for visiting my channel. In this video, I have a Dell Precision 5510 laptop. I'm going to show you how to get inside, access your fan and your heatsink assembly. So first thing, power down your computer the correct way. Make sure it's off and unplugged from your charger. We're then going to flip the computer over to access our bottom case screws. Now you have a total of 10 screws, 4 along the bottom here of my screen, 4 along the top of my screen, and then 1 on either side, left and right towards the middle. After that, this little panel here, you're going to flip it up. There's going to be a little groove right here. You're going to put a little flat metal pry tool in there, pop this panel up, and there'll be a screw in this corner and a screw in this corner as well to take up this bottom case. After all the screws have been removed, you're going to take a small flat pry tool. I suggest a plastic pry tool as it will scratch your computer far less than a metal one will. You're going to go across the seam of the bottom case and pry it up from the computer. It's probably best to start from the top corner of my screen here or here near your hinge covers. And if you get stuck at a certain area, leave it, go to the other side and continue in the other direction. Last thing to shout out about this, make sure you don't put the pry tool too far in. There are internal components near the edge. You could damage something. Just keep the pry tool right on the edge and slowly pop that bottom case up. After the bottom case has been removed, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer. Now, as a general computer repair side note, whenever I'm working on a computer in my shop, I have it sitting on an anti-static mat. Either that or an anti-static bracelet are great ideas to use to avoid damaging anything in your computer when you're working on it. I will have a link above. Also below in the description, it'll take you to a list of all the supplies and tools that I use in my shop, along with some recommended accessories. Now, before I do anything in a computer, I always remove or at least unplug my battery. A computer is safest to work on when as little power as possible is running through it. Now, the plug to your battery is right here in the top right-hand corner of your battery. Now, this goes for any cables or any wires in any computer that you work on. Try never pulling on the actual wires. If at all possible, try to just manipulate that plug. And as you can see here, there's a little lip on that plug right there, a little one on the right. If you can use a small flat pry tool, you may be able to wiggle that out without pulling on these wires. If you do need to pull on the wires, grip all of them and very slowly, gently wiggle that plug out. You want to be very careful when pulling on wires in a computer. To remove the battery, you see this little notation here, M2X4. Those are M2 screws times 4 of them. So there's 2 of them right here near the arrows, and then 2 down here near the arrows. That's how you would unplug your battery. Okay, so now that the battery's been unplugged, we can proceed deeper into the computer. Your heatsink, your fan assembly, it's this whole thing up here. You got 2 fans, and then a heatsink that runs over your CPU and GPU area. So there are quite a few screws that you need to undo to get at your fan and your heatsink. If you're just trying to get your fans out, there's a screw here in the corner of the fan and then down here in the left corner. Same thing on the left-hand side. There's only 2 screws, here and here. And then the fans themselves plug into the motherboard here for the right and here for the left. Now, these are very fragile wires. They're more fragile even than the battery wire. So definitely don't pull on the wires to unplug these. As you can see on your computer, there's a ribbing on either side, a little grip on the left and right there, on the top and bottom here. So you can use a pry tool, your fingernails. You should be able to wiggle that out of the port without pulling on that wire. After you get those fans out, you'll be able to clean them out, blow them out, whatever you're here to do, replace them if you need to. If you're trying to get at your heatsink assembly, there's a few more screws. So you have these 2 screws right here, these 2 screws in the middle, and these 2 screws on the left end. After that happens, you'll be able to get your heatsink assembly up, clean that out. Keep in mind, if you are taking up your heatsink assembly, you will need to reapply thermal paste. Thermal paste doesn't like it when it reacts to air, and then you lock that air in. So if you are taking this up for any reason, most likely that's why you're actually here, you definitely want to reapply thermal paste. I will have a video link above, also below in the description. It'll be a tutorial showing you how you can reapply thermal paste. You definitely want to clean all the old stuff off before you reapply new thermal paste. You don't want to apply too much thermal paste. If you do, it could have a reverse effect. It could lock heat in instead of facilitating its transport out. And the last thing to shout out is not all thermal paste is created equal. The cheap stuff is cheap. The more expensive stuff will do a better job at transporting heat out. So in that link I told you about with all the repair tools and supplies, I'll have a couple different thermal cooling paste options. One will be on the cheaper side. One will be a little more quality. So you guys can decide which one you want to use. And if you are looking to replace these components or any other components in this model computer, there will be another link below in the description. It'll be a list of replacement and upgrade parts for this specific model. It'll include your battery, hard drive, RAM, all that stuff. And I'll try to have some fan options in there because those do break from time to time. So I'll try to find you a compatible replacement. And if I can, I'll have it in that list. So that's the video. I hope it was helpful. Please feel free to subscribe if you enjoy DIY computer content like this, but also if you just want to keep me on hand to answer any of your computer questions. I do try to answer all questions and comments at least a couple times a day. But make sure you do check out the FAQs below in the description. It could save you some time getting an answer to commonly asked questions. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.